Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. How is everyone doing? It's 21st of January. Almost gone January. It's been quite fast. Usually it's kind of one of the longest months in terms of feeling it. Takes a lot of time to pass by, but it's been quite fast so far. The market has been active as well, which is interesting. How is everyone? How was your week? What do you make of the market? What do you think is going to happen in here? Are you going to be seeing the dollar reversing, or are you going to continue to move to the downside? And the indices as well, right? So a little bit of interesting moves, but not yet a proper break to see the reversal, at least on the FX pairs. And the indices may be a little bit different, but on the FX I haven't really seen a proper break of a structure to give me the confidence. Okay, definitely we are about to have that reversal. By the way, welcome to the stream. Today is Saturday. Saturdays we do weekly market analysis, so anticipation for the next week. So any key levels, we go through major FX pairs, can go for gold as well, oil if you want to. We go through the indices, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow Jones as well. And if you are interested in crypto, you may take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. So yeah, feel free to share any zones that you are looking for, your bias for next week. We can discuss specific levels if kind of that. Yeah, I can give you my feedback on that. I can even get ideas from you as well, or from a few levels that you guys are looking at that maybe I haven't paid attention to yet. So yeah, feel free to interact. Let's get done. Let's get started. So dollar, right? So not many big news events this last week. A few comments in Davos. Aside from that, nothing much. The big catalyst would have been, or what the market was expecting, it was on the yen. The Bank of Japan and end up not doing anything. Last Wednesday we saw a little bit of a spike, and then price kind of reversing and returning to where it was before that. Let's see. Actually, yesterday or Thursday night, inflation in Japan actually came out at 4%, so it's keeps increasing. Let's see until when they're going to keep with this policy. Yes, aside from that, nothing much. Next week we're going to have GDP in the US. I think it's Thursday or Friday. I think it's Thursday, and then inflation on Friday. When you have then the first meeting, the first Fed meeting in the beginning of February. What are you looking? What you have been looking on the dollar index? It's still reacting from these lows, right? It's quite obvious. These lows have been managing to hold price. That spike that occurred in there. Question mark is, are you going to break these lows before any major reversal or not? Or is it's okay? And this low actually is going to be holding price. Personally, I'm more biased to see the lows being broken before the reversal. This spike in here that we had, this was actually during that decision of Bank of Japan overnight last Wednesday. We didn't really break anything. The level of structure that I would like to see being broken, it was not this size. This size for me didn't really mean anything. That you are within its range. It will be more of this level of structure in here, right? So this is the structure that we created after the break of these lows in here on the left side. Even some other lows over there more on the left. So this was the level of structure that I would have liked to see actually being broken. If you do break this level, maybe I'm starting to see possibility for dollar to properly reverse. At this point, yes, we break in here, then kind of you kind of have this fake out of these lows in here. We still respect the low on the left side. So it's in this weird dynamic at this point. Again, the break above this level, somewhere in there, would have given me more confidence to start seeing dollar to go up. It's a little bit similar on the euro. Euro is kind of in a similar situation. Gold as well has been kind of in this strong compression, going up, not managing to break any lows. You kind of respect that low, that demand level, and then it manages to continue to go higher and break new highs, and then kind of retrace a little bit then, and then manage to break a new high. We are creating this strong compression. Let's see what's going to be the catalyst or the moment for price to finally turn and to have some kind of retracement. Right, has been in this bearish market, in this bearish move since end of September. Dollar. So yes, you can even maybe draw some kind of trend line if you want to. So yes, pay attention to any kind of indicators that you or price action that tells you that price is about to reverse. I'm more of a horizontal guy. I like to see levels, either highs or lows, or in this case proper levels of maybe supply or demand being broken before give me that information. I do like the compression that price is creating. It has been a while already creating this kind of move like this, and maybe yes, maybe you're actually targeting that low on the left in here before actually moving to the upside. I think I've already analyzed this low here before in one of the previous streams. Question mark is where this low actually is reacting to on the left side. Did you break something, or actually did you react, or did you respect something on the left? This can be a big clue to try to decide if this actually is going to hold or not. So price is reacting. It just took this low, that spike down. It's reacting from something in there. Now, did he break something or not? And are we going maybe close to actually 100 level mark? Something in here. Right then, Kalimera, Picanis, my friend. How are you? Tell me, where is dollar index going to? New lows or reverse from here? Gold. Yeah, I'll try to tell you what I'm kind of... At this point, I haven't seen a proper break that gives me kind of, okay, price is ready. That's kind of the engulf that I'm looking for price to reverse. I haven't seen that yet. Price keeps respecting the lows anytime it goes down. Retrace a bit and new lows, yeah. And then the final reversal or not? It just continues to go down. Yeah, something in here could be we have kind of this strong move, this dynamic in here. So we have important highs on the left side around this level. So where are we? Yeah, all this level of structure in here. So there's a little bit of a decision being made around this level on dollar index, right? You can see your price kind of touch it, go down a little bit, kind of goes up again, goes down a little bit until finally it makes a decision to break through. It retraces back close to this level, but I think there's a little bit of a gap and that between maybe between this high again. Go away. Good. Okay, good. Between kind of this high and the low. I think there's some kind of gap, maybe price respected this level in between, but there's maybe something that price can actually maybe react from in here. Maybe that's what this is looking for. Maybe of course can go a little bit deeper into it, not just from the base, but yes, it's all those highs that we broke on the left side, and something in here can be interesting for price to finally have some kind of retracement, right? Just looking at the bigger picture on the daily, in theory, just even following these red candles, anytime you have a red candle, price goes from here, it went higher. Let me just try to select a different color, not red, maybe yellow. So we have this move down, price went up, price went down, price went up, and when it retraced, it took this low, but it never really reached this final zone, as I mentioned, kind of touching here, it paused in here, and now it starts a new zone, like a new move a new move going on to the upside, goes up, goes down, respects its level, goes up, starts compressing in here, as this demand kind of breaks its low, but it has a little bit of this level. This actually, if you remember back in September, the break of this, or October, the break of this low in here, it was one of the main indications that I was bearish. I was looking definitely for dollar to continue to go down, because price broke this low but never really reached the demand zone, and whatever is going on the left, it was a good level. Actually, price never really got to my zone in there, a little bit higher. It caught 2 times its highs, and then kind of it dropped finally after that. So yes, we kind of identify this one as a reversal. There's maybe a little bit of a space in here that price wants to go before maybe retracing, right? So even if you take a Fibonacci, I think I did this last time, even from the lower low back in 2021, with the highs, we are just crossed by the 50% kind of retracement, right? So around these levels, I'm not a fib guy, I don't really pay too much attention to the fibs, but usually around this, in between this level, there's some kind of retracement that can maybe lead price either to retest this level from the NFP beginning of the month, or even going a little bit higher. And that's what I'll be looking for some kind of retracement on the dollar. Let's see if it's going to happen from here or not. Again, there's still maybe a few barriers that you need to pay attention to, but it's something that I will definitely be paying attention to in here. And the same for the euro, then for the pound, for the Aussie, a little bit of a retracement. Like all those currencies have been kind of in a bullish momentum since around this time as well, end of September, when there was that situation with the Bank of England. And let's see if you don't have now a little bit of a retracement. So yes, keeping an eye on those levels to try to identify when you finally have that break above it. Yeah, I know golden analysis. I know, man. I got it. Not just gold, even though gold it's interesting as well to see and to follow. Down. Euro, right? You're looking for the euro. I think even now that I just look at this, a good analysis that I could see, it would be, let's pretend that actually this is the level, right? Somewhere inside this, actually let me make it red, because usually I have my rectangles in red, so let's actually draw this one in here. And what we are looking for is kind of the space a little bit that it is maybe between this low and the level, right? So there's some space in there. Let's just call it like that. And what we have in here right now, right? Maybe you can have as well still maybe something in here that maybe price hasn't touched in there. But at this point, while I mentioned that I would like to see this level being broken, give me some confirmation, I wouldn't even mind actually to see. If I do see first this wall being broken and price reacting from here, then I could let me make this green. So I want to see maybe this wall is being broken, price then retracing. Around this level in here is going to be an important decision point, some kind of demand or whatever it may be, kind of in alignment with this low in here, and in alignment maybe with this left shoulder as well in here, right? So price usually after kind of fake out that level, if you just draw a horizontal line around this left shoulder in here, price usually goes and touches kind of that level and then continues. It either does it immediately, or if it is left behind, it can be a really interesting zone to then look for the bigger kind of the bigger trade. I actually prefer if it is left behind. I'm going to try to trade it. I'm going to try to trade it straight away as it's being created. But sometimes it is left behind. We do create some kind of level of structure just above it. And what I would like to see now is maybe break this high. The high that we created last week. Break this one. This can signal now an engulf to the upside. And that's what I kind of wanted to mention. Maybe you don't even need to break this level. Of course, the break of this level to be even better for me. Second, just get the green cover again. the break of this one could mean even better, but maybe this is enough. And you can use now the break of this high as, actually I don't want like this, I don't really like it like this. I want the break to be a little bit cleaner in there. Yep, I want to be picky, maybe kind of looks like a double top and take it. Yep, and now can go down. So it kind of takes now the orders from the supply, but at the same point it's already creating an engulf higher, right? So it kind of goes there, but at the same point it can be, sorry for all these multicolors, just try to make it a little bit clear. It can be seen as an engulf to the upside, even though at this point now it doesn't really break this level, but it breaks this high after now if, okay, so dynamic is it's about this low in here, right? If you do break this low first, then I could see just to break off this size and engulf upwards. If we don't break this low, I want to see actually the structure itself to be broken first to give me the indication that maybe we want to go higher without breaking this low altogether, right? So that's the dynamic. I hope I managed to explain myself in there. So yes, I could see now this one maybe respecting somewhere in there around the supply level. Working as an engulf up, and now, oops, it's green again. And now price kind of, there's maybe a short opportunity to occur in there. It will be maybe a long opportunity on the euro, whatever it may be, but price to go. And now even better if this low actually comes a little bit deeper to make it look like it's a double bottom in there. So you can now take this level of structure in here, and there you go. And you can have your trade at around the same level in there. And you can go and look for your long. Maybe after the break of this one, again, you just use these left shoulders and there you go. You are free to go maybe to target that level and then maybe even higher, because we just took now this massive low, and you can maybe go all the way and maybe feel out this range in here. Let's see. But first maybe you have this one, and of course first is even this one in here. And of the dynamics of the rectangles that I'm looking for, with the potential to go eventually even in there, and maybe can resume to move to downside. The same dynamic that I'm looking for on this scale in here, in terms of breaking this high, maybe meaning the engulf up, even though maybe go down initially to go down, is the same thing that I'm looking for in this scenario. Like the break of this low, it actually can mean an engulf to the downside in the bigger picture, in this kind of scale that you are looking at. So price could retrace it until whatever it wants to be, maybe this level, or maybe that level, or maybe that level, or even maybe going all the way back to the highs before maybe continuing then to move to the downside. So yes, the break of this low for me can mean as an engulf down. Nevertheless, price can actually have a deep retracement before falling through on this move, or can just be something like this, and there you go. And price just continue to go down, and whatever I just said during this last 5 minutes doesn't mean anything at all. But this is some dynamic that I am going to be looking for. You can see usually this happening kind of this high, not really touching the supply, when actually price is close to a potential reversal, because they can use this gap as an engulf up, as I mentioned, just to use it a little bit in there, price goes down and go up. You can find that happening so many times in the lower time frame, bigger time frame, whatever time frame you want to be. What's my Smoker X? How are you, man? What's my win rate? Actually, it's quite, it's maybe not as high as you think. It's maybe around 45%, 42 to 45%. I'm trying to keep on working, or kind of removing a little bit of C trades that I've been taking recently, or in the last few months. I'm actually opening a little bit less trades at this time. But overall, last year, for example, it was around 43 or 44%. My risk reward ratio, it can vary a little bit. I'm always looking at this for 2 to 1, but it's it's higher than 2 to 1 on average, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, I can look for I don't know, 5, 6, 7. It depends. I'm okay with 2 to 1. It depends on where I am, and not where I am, where price is, in terms of looking for bigger trades or not in there. But at least 2 to 1 is what I'm looking for to trade. I can even take 1.5 if I see some space and opportunity to enter. I'll go for it. So yeah, trying to increase a little bit my winning rate, my winning percentage, based on the on filtering out some C trades. If I ever studied ICT, never, my friend. I've never studied ICT. I've watched maybe or started watching 1 or 2 videos from him a few years ago, but all those ranks that he does in the beginning, it was not the energy that I was looking for. I don't need that in my own life. I believe that maybe can teach something interesting. It looks like on Twitter and everyone else, many people have success with this studying and this approach. And I couldn't. Good for them, good for everyone that is winning, as long as you are putting in the work. Nothing against it. But yes, it's a little bit. There's maybe some similarities. I have no idea if there is or not. But I think it's focused a little bit more on timing and maybe the London and US Opens. I don't really focus on that. I pay attention to them, but it's not my core strategy or the way I base my analysis. So yeah. So yes, dollar index, I could see this could be a scenario for me to create and to see price doing and reversing. So I'll keep this in mind. Again, I can still see the scenario where we don't even break this low and price can maybe still respect this level and go higher. And this actually changes the dynamic afterwards, because we're never going to have this engulf down at this point. So I prefer to actually see price going down, break the low, and then reversing and maybe creating something like this. I'll be keeping updating the analysis, of course, during the next streams. In the scenario that price maybe just wants to go down, why not? Why not even first go here, take this level and continue to go down? That could be another scenario. Maybe then respect this level, maybe just continue and continue to go down. For some reason, again, I'm a counter trend trader. I'm always trying to find some clues to see price reversing. What's my strategy? I'm just looking for space and liquidity. That can be based on simple support resistance, supply demand, whatever, just simple stuff. As you can see, I just have some horizontal lines on my chart, some rectangles. I'm looking for liquidity. I'm trying to see as well the correlation between different assets to look for. I've explained so many times kind of type of entry that I'm looking for. Maybe you can maybe watch some of the previous videos to try to see. Yes, that's kind of what I'm looking for. All right, so yep, for the dollar, that could be a scenario. I want to still see a proper break to the upside or to the upside to give me a clue. All right. Big reversal on the indices yesterday. Didn't really pay attention to the indices. So this is what we are looking for, and this is actually something that I had, and nicely done, that I did with the guys. Nice reaction, right? So normal move, price feel the compression all the way to the downside. In here, basically all this has been compressed. Price is touching and respecting this around 40k level as an important level, and there's no engulf to the downside, so price just feel this range in here at this point. S&P, so interesting enough. There was no break, just went to the extreme, something that you could expect, especially with this previous level in here as well of resistance before. So yeah, no engulf down, price just feel all this and it respected. So the spice was done, right? This could have been one trade that you could have looked for in here. Just from there, feel the spice, and now let's see what price is going to do. Is it going to break again? It's going to respect this level, and yeah, let's see what's going to happen in here. But not breaking this one a little bit to the downside. Doesn't really open the door for price to go a little bit farther down. So yeah, cautious with that one. There's maybe a little bit more room to go higher, somewhere in there to this supply level or even higher. So the indices as well, dynamic as well with the dollar. Let's see if the dollar wants to go a little bit lower to create that break of the other low. Can mean a little bit for the indices to go a little bit higher as well. So yeah, let's see what dynamic we're going to have with the S&P. this level. So this level in here, Dow Jones already reacted from there. S&P hasn't yet. Question mark is this week, as I mentioned, kind of touched the base of the supply, didn't really got there or didn't went to the extreme. There's maybe a little bit more zone above it. So keeping an eye still around this area as well to keep a look at, and this level in here as well on the move to the upside. But yes, interesting. Took these weeks in here, respected that level, and there it went. S&P, NASDAQ. What is NASDAQ doing? Going up as well yesterday. After the move to downside, I on the NASDAQ, I personally still see a little bit more room to the upside, as you guys know. In terms of the indices, NASDAQ is the one that gives me a little bit information that maybe the break of this high, as I mentioned on the bigger picture, we actually broke this high in here, and now this accumulation of highs. So this one can be seen a little bit as an engulf upwards after the break of all this, and that level as well, just similar to this level, right? And when I mentioned before on the dollar that I haven't seen a proper engulf up, that kind of gives me, okay, this is the one. It's something like this. It's just a small break of a double top, for example, or something like that, that gives me, okay, kind of the idea of this is, or the way I process this kind of engulfs is, there's absolutely no reason for you to take these highs if you don't have the intention to continue to go higher in the future. If you just wanted to continue to go down, you may as well just kind of still respect the high in this case and just continue to go down and continue to break lows all the way through. But yes, in this case, anytime I just see a little bit of something like this, it's a small one. It's not. It doesn't need to be too big of a break. It's just a small one, similar to this one as well. And just a small break in here, showing where it wants to go next. Yeah. So when I find this one, that's one of the clues that I'm looking for, and I haven't seen that one on gold, for example. I haven't seen that either. Even on the euro. As well. Let me just do it this. 1 second. I've seen this one. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for at this point. Yeah, being aware of this engulf up, that could mean we are having kind of a January quite positive in the indices and in the market. That level in there, again, this is the same level that I was just talking about on the S&P, but on the NASDAQ actually the week actually went a little bit deeper into it. So I'm not sure how many orders are still in there. So when you get there, actually maybe price will just maybe have a small reaction and maybe break through it and go and keep going higher. But for now, yes, I think there's maybe still something in here. The high hasn't really touched it, so keeping an eye on that level to see what's going to happen in there. Price went all the way down, kind of respected this level. Okay, so S&P actually kind of went all the way until here. NASDAQ just kind of paused in the middle, so there's still maybe some more space in here as well to look for. No, I'm not funded by FTMO. No, smoker. I am not. So yeah, DAX. DAX. Not DAX, I don't really want to look at DAX, but Dow Jones. What assets do you trade, smoker? What are you looking for? So Dow Jones, yep, all the way through, right? So did it respect it? Did it broke it? No, it just respected this one. So it went all the way through in here. Yep, again, similar to S&P, it just filled all this range. Why are you always here, man? Do it. This is not do it. So yeah, it respected the money here. There's no break. Again, just fill all this range in here, and that was it basically. Let's see now what's going to happen next. It reacted from that level again, where S&P hasn't reacted yet, and the other one either. Again, the difference, as I mentioned, is this week actually literally didn't touch at all this level, so it was a little bit more spicy, maybe more orders still in that level. It reacted quite nicely, nice level of reversal, and price just went through, right? Interesting enough that in the last few weeks or so, Dow Jones has been the most positive and bullish of the indices, and this week actually it was the one with the biggest move to the downside comparing with S&P and the NASDAQ, right? Actually NASDAQ was the one that had the smallest move to the downside comparing with the three, and actually NASDAQ has been the one with this small move upwards comparing with the rest. It's kind of lagging to the upside. S&P, NASDAQ. So yeah, Dow Jones, this one, interesting enough that on NASDAQ I could see that break higher that I just mentioned could mean price to go a little bit higher, but on the Dow Jones, looking just at this, I wouldn't mind at all to see all this price being completed, right? I mentioned that since we kind of broke this these lows, yes, price may be reacting from something in here. Actually broke that level, so I actually would like to see price fill this price in here before maybe continue to the upside. Yes, this level could be a good level that we talked about in terms of looking for maybe a move down, and maybe there's still something in here that can continue to push down to the downside. So we are in a earnings season. I think next week is going to be tech. So the big tech is going to announce their earnings. So expect some volatility for sure on the indices. We already had Netflix announcing their earnings last Thursday. So yes, next week expect some volatility. Let's see how well the earnings are going to be next week. But yes, Dow Jones, interesting enough, I'm looking for price to maybe fill this price, so that will mean more move to the downside. But actually on the NASDAQ, I'm still kind of looking at that high that I mentioned before. That could mean a little bit higher. But let's see what's going to happen. Actually, let me take a look into this one. The retrace has been quite small in here, right? Which is good. We talked about this low. This low for us was important. I wanted to see price holding that level, and it held, right? Especially even after this one. In my opinion, if we did break up below this level, I think we could see and find new lows on the NASDAQ, and that never happened. So if this continues like this, and the Dow Jones makes another strong move down, even to fill that range, maybe NASDAQ have a kind of again a smaller retracement. It doesn't even come all the way back here to retest these lows. So I'm just looking for the potential scenario where the Dow may fill out that range that I just mentioned before, without NASDAQ even kind of coming closer to this level, or still kind of respecting these lows before maybe a move to the downside, to the upside. That's going to be interesting. Yep. So that's that for the indices. All right. Why are not funded? I do have my own account. I'm funded from as well the company that I work with. So yeah, that's a little bit where I get funded as well. And I'm used to trade just with my personal account. So then, to be honest with you, I do struggle a little bit with the 30 days thing, with the time frame. I prefer to do kind of my own stuff at my own pace. So yeah, maybe I can start going to other funds account as well that doesn't include those 30 days. I think there have been some changes in that regard. Let's see. I don't like to have the pressure of the time. Maybe a little bit more risk averse in that regard as well. Yeah. The game of 34 questions. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I haven't to be honest, I haven't investigated or looked for it for a long time. So yep. For what the updates are on the prop firms. So yeah, maybe when I have time, and maybe look for it, and maybe I start applying for another challenges. Yeah, let's go to the you're funny Pedro. So, and you look for euro and GBP. Yeah? We are going to look at it in a bit. So euro currency, the euro index, what you are looking for, right? So yep, move upwards. It's retesting those highs in there, so that's okay. Kind of it fake out this level. There's still the potential to go even a little bit higher, to take all the way until here, to take these highs as well. I'm okay with where price is reacting right now. We managed to kind of break through, so we had that break underneath. Let's see what it is. We had that break of these lows, and price kind of went all the way back and retested this level. So this level, it's okay to see a reaction. Price has been dancing in between this level now. Kind of respected a few times this level, and now it's respecting this level. In my opinion, there's maybe something in here as well that can be used, and in this case, since you are already actually creating some structure in here, this can actually continue to make people try to look for sales in there, and then maybe price can just spike and continue to go down, right? And maybe when that happens, that's when finally euro is going to turn, which is something to keep an eye on and pay attention to. I can see that we actually already broke this one in here, so this in the future can be seen as an engulf down. Yes, this demand was still fresh, so okay, reaction from there. Aside from that, this level is basically already kind of going all the way there. Yeah, if we now break below these walls one more time, I think we can finally go and retest these walls. And since this wall it's already a break of this wall, I'm actually looking for price to go even farther down. But so far, apparently this one has respected actually this small move in here. So this was actually respected, but actually just before we went above it, it looks like we just took this over a bit. Not this one, but this one. It can be interesting. So yes, at this point it's in here. Personally, I would have preferred to see the wall actually being broken a little bit more farther down. But yes, I'm still looking for price maybe to go there. And after that, maybe price can turn, as I mentioned quite a few times. Anytime we have a little bit of this mid-level range in here, or even when you have some higher highs, there's going to be some kind of demand zone created somewhere in here, or some decision point that's going to be created somewhere in here, or sometimes a little bit above the high, or sometimes can be a little bit below just the high that you break. And it's going to be important to see that now this level to actually be broken to the downside, right? Otherwise, if price just respects this level, there's maybe just a continuation to the upside, and there's maybe a short opportunity just from here to here. In terms of looking for a short opportunity from here to all the way to downside, it's also important to see price breaking that level of structure that's going to be created align with this level. Whenever that level is going to be created, right? Maybe price is going to do this, and that's it, and it's going to leave this level for the future. So yeah, that's something that I'm going to be looking at this euro index to try to be in alignment with the break, or to move to downside on the euro. And now the yen index, right? So we are here creating kind of this I don't know, this wedge, that's the name of this? I have no idea. Again, I'm more of a horizontal guy, so basically demand, and let's see what's going to happen next. Again, BLG, last Wednesday it was the big catalyst of basically the week, and we had the spike down, price kind of respecting. It actually took a little bit of a weeks in there. It was nice to see. It didn't really react from the demand, to be honest. It kind of paused before that, and then kind of retraced again. Now take the highs, and it's in this range. So right then, your take on the yen, man. What are you looking for? What are you looking for, Pedro? Yen, Mr. Yen. Again, we kind of still need to break some walls to kind of start showing the indication to maybe that you want to go a little bit farther down. The highs, to be honest, where it's reacting from. I would prefer to see price actually going a little bit higher. Actually, what am I doing? Go away. Go away. I need to be zoomed in. Yep, go away. I would prefer to see price going and maybe taking these highs as well. Yeah, maybe something in there. I don't really like all this. To be honest, this looks like it has been completely out spiked so far. So yeah, that's why kind of I'm still looking for that level a little bit above it that I would like to see price going to. But so far, okay, it's respecting this level. I'm not going to be forcing that much. This is just my idea of price going there. But yeah, it's confusing at this point which direction is going to go. At the end, at this point, kind of we talked about this level, right, a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, the potential for the move to the upside. Again, the yen index, it represents basically the opposite of the dollar yen. If this one goes up, the other one would go down, and now the yen pairs would go down. So yeah, not so clear at this point. Need some structures to be broken to help out. Otherwise, maybe you can find some opportunities still within these ranges in here. Maybe there's some opportunities for that. But yes, nice reaction to kind of the extreme in there. Again, price reversed what I mentioned even before that. It's a little bit of that. Again, go away. What I mentioned before in terms of that level of structure that needs to be broken when I talk about the Euro index, it's a little bit like this, right? It's kind of that demand zone that is created after the break, kind of all this structure in here. In this case, we didn't even break kind of break out in there, but there was this all this level of structure that was created kind of in here, right? And it's try to find out where is that that zone, that decision point that is made for price to break above it. And then kind of one of two things going to happen, right? Either price kind of is going to respect it and then eventually continue to go higher, or if you do break it, if you do break below it, this kind of can open the door with it for price to go farther down. Doesn't mean that it's going to go all the way down here, maybe just until the next level, whatever it may be. But yes, finding this level in here and seeing it being broken, it's a great clue. It can help you filtering out maybe some fake out setups that maybe you're looking for. And then in terms of where price can go to, yeah, can maybe just retrace to this level or can go back to here and maybe you can find your opportunity to look for a sell. But yes, try to find that level. Again, all this is always popping up because I'm using hotkeys in here, and R is the one that I use for the rectangles. So yeah, that's why this window in here is always popping up. So yeah, this for the euro, for the dollar yen. Actually, this one can open up in here. So let's go take a look at the major FX pairs. Where are we? We are here. Euro then, right? So here we go on the euro, a little bit similar to dollar index, right? We kind of have all this structure in here that's going on. Price went all the way back to take this last piece of zone in there. So again, no proper break to the downside, no break in here, no break in here, no break in here, and price just keeps respecting the goddamn lows, right? So no break, no break, no break, and there's not yet a goddamn fake out of engulf to the downside. On the other hand, we start creating all these highs in here. This could be interesting to look for kind of an engulf, kind of using it as a left shoulder, right? Maybe this could be enough as a fake out for price, but I would definitely have preferred to see this low in here being broken to the downside, at least for a bit, man. This one at least could have done this and then continue. Yeah, if you did have that break of a low, I would be much more bearish at this point. Since we didn't have that, we'll just be conservative and continue to follow what the euro is going to do. I think there's a little bit of a gap around this level in here at the highs. In here between, actually, why I'm using this one, I want to use this one to be honest. So yeah, there's a little bit of a gap in there. We broke this one here, we traced, and we never really reached this level in there. So there's a little bit of space that price can actually go through, and that's my zone of interest actually on the euro. It actually kind of aligns in a little bit with the left shoulders. Yeah, maybe price can even just react from here, I don't know. But again, since we didn't really have that break to the downside, I will keep waiting to see what euro is going to do. So any shorts at this point is still not going to maybe try to catch out that move down. Eventually, we are creating this strong compression. So the compression is there, even although until here. Eventually, you may have that turn either from here or maybe an extra move higher and some turn. I can see even price first reacting from here, just below these lows, kind of retracing, maybe going there, and now maybe continuing with the potential to go eventually all the way there. But there's a few barriers in between. But at least this level in here, to see it compressed all the way until this low. Whenever we have that strong turn, I'm targeting this low in here on the euro. Now, where is the high reacting from? The high is reacting from this level. It can be a good level. Yep, it can be. As you can see, it is a good level. It's not the extreme, but it is a good level. I mentioned a few times, I'm still even considering the possibility of price even taking out these highs and going a little bit above that level before the major reversal occurring. That will be around 109.572, something like that. Our price can even just fake out actually all this level, all those highs, and maybe just getting closer to this one in here on the euro. So this is the bigger picture view that I'm looking for. Of course, in the lower time frame, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, you are having some good opportunities on the euro along the way. So yeah, price is kind of reacting from there. Hi Joshua, welcome man, welcome to the stream. New faces in here. So yeah, so welcome everyone. I hope you guys have subscribed to the channel. Let me know any zone, like for example, Smoker, you said that you trade euro, right? So what level are you looking for? Are you bullish, bearish? What key zones are you looking for? And Faden, you mentioned 111 and 113. Is that for a move down? Oh no, that's for a move up, right? What are you looking for? 113. All right, you want to go all the way until here. That's interesting. Come on, not yet, man. Nah, I like my zone first. Sorry. I really want for price to take this. I like my zone first. Yeah, man. Not yet. I want to see my zone respecting first, let it go down, and then maybe price can go there. This is a good level. This was a good motivation. I remember this one. This was ECB press conference, I think, around that exactly when you created that high. What is this thing? Yep, I remember this one. If I'm not mistaken, there was some kind of ECB going on in there. It was actually a beautiful compression. If I'm not mistaken, maybe it was not. No, it was not actually. Which one was DCB? Ah, DCB was in here, most likely. Yeah, maybe it was in there. Yeah, but this one was a good level. This is 111, right? Yeah, DXI. No, DXI is just to give me a little bit of a confluence with what I'm looking for on the euro. Yeah, but I do like this. I do like my level first. I see way too many highs in here. I'm definitely going to be looking for a sell opportunity whenever price reacts or get closer to to this level on the euro, and depending on the approach, I would even prefer to see where is the other high. I need to mark this high. I have an idea where it is. Are you looking for sales below this high or not, Faden? In terms of bigger picture, right? Before the big reversal. Yeah, at this point, again, the compression is in there. When you do have that turn, again, approaching compressions is going to provide you with one of the best opportunities that you may have. In terms of even when you finally get that turn, the move usually is quite fast, and you have a clean target that you can attempt to. For example, this as well, kind of full compression. When you finally turn, all this is expected to be taken and even go a little bit further down. And there are so many setups like that all around. Looking at a high being respected and thinking to lower 0.75, then rise maybe. Which is 0.75. Still something in here. Yeah, let's see how the market's going to open next Monday. It's going to be interesting as well. So this, in terms of liquidity, enough, kind of this can be enough, right? We have literally 1, 2, 3, we have like, I don't know, 6, 7 tops in there, and you have the fake out happening in here. So this one can be maybe enough. Question mark is, okay, where is price reacting on the left side? And again, kind of where is this lows reacting to? Not having a proper break of the lows. Yes, we kind of broke this one between straight away into here. Not having a proper break of low. That's one of my concerns. Otherwise, I'll be happier to look for more sells in there. So let's see the approach. Let's see how price opens next Monday on the euro. So yeah, I'm going to be curious about that. And then yes, are we going to go a little bit higher but still respect that high on the left side, or are we going to? So I'm targeting the highs on the 6th of April. Those highs that are there into that other level. But yeah, it's going to be another one to keep an eye on. And pound, right? Pound is another one interesting. So again, we have all these highs, kind of created a slightly, not exactly double top, because actually this high went a little bit above that high, so let's not call it a double top. And now price went all the way back to respect that level, right? So it went all the way to the extreme. Something that I was looking at on the pound is exactly that, right? So this was one of the important levels in here that we never managed to break, so no engulf down. So these lows in here, they don't really matter. It was the level in here that I was paying attention to. That's something that I was also paying attention to. If you follow the previous streams, it was exactly to feel this compression after we kind of would turn to look for price to feel all this compression, either after the break of this high or something, maybe after the break of this one, to go all the way until there. It took a little bit of time. Eventually it got there, and of course price even went above that level first in there. Something also that I'm looking for on the bigger picture, and maybe look at this on the 4-hour time frame, is this, right? So we had this above all, and we kind of just took the double O, right? So again, question mark, is this double O? Actually, we can look at the daily first. Kind of pausing here, maybe enough. It really got to the extreme. Yeah, could be. What I'm looking for or considering is that actually the break of this low in the bigger picture, this can actually start showing the indication that the pound wants to start going down. This one has been taken, so compression in there. This demand zone was one of the fresh ones. It was taken in there as well on the way up. So as price is going up, it's going down, taking that level. So it continues to go higher. There's maybe something in here. There's a little bit of a separation in there that price can still respect in the future. And then this is another one, right? So we have this one in here and price paused above it. So again, it will be interesting to see when price goes here. This could be the scenario similar to what I just mentioned on the dollar index, but to the opposite. Looking at the pounds, there's a better level that I'm looking for just above it, which is this one. Price has paused in here at the base of this level, kind of reacting from where some that's weak in here. But the key level for me, it's a little bit above it. The key level, I mean the better zone to look for, right? So price pause in here, maybe in a lower time frame there's something here, but somewhere in there, it's actually the origin maybe of this supply. You actually have this strong demand to the upside that price kind of should respect it and go higher. It didn't. It just kind of paused a little bit, respect a little bit, but then price did the complete opposite. It actually broke to the downside from there. So there's been a level so touched a few times. I'm really paying attention to this level. Maybe still need to go a little bit into the lower time frame to fine tune the zone itself. Can be even from the base of this or a little bit something in there. So keeping an eye on this demand zone. But yes, so I'm still looking for the possibility, and that's actually my favorite scenario, where we are going to fake out this 1, 2 kind of 3 highs in here, make it look like it's being respected a little bit more, and then kind of do something like this to happen on the pound. Again, what I was about to mention about the dollar index is that I was looking for the scenario where we maybe go down first, then kind of go higher, take the high, respect that supply, go down, that works as an engulf and go higher. And this could be the opposite. So price maybe leaves this level fresh for now. This was don't go there. This actually kind of breaks a little bit. Now you go there, you start going down again. You leave some kind of structure in here for the future. Price starts to go down, whatever it may be, create some kind of middle range in here, goes down, now takes these lows. The break of these lows kind of show an engulf to the downside. But before actually continue to go down, since you still have this level in there, price actually is going to respect it. It's actually going to turn. Maybe I have some kind of a deep retracement above this highs, whatever structure is going to be created around there, spike it, go, and maybe go a little bit in alignment with these previous highs in here. And now you are good to finally move and maybe start filling all this range, maybe until this level at least. Could be another scenario on the pound. Then of course it depends where the structure actually is being created and if everything goes well. Another thing that I mentioned before is also, yes, there's maybe some structure in here that's going to be created, some kind of demand, whatever it may be, eventually when you break above these highs. So keeping an eye on that as well, when you are going to break it or not, or if it is respected straight away, maybe the zone is going to start being a little bit higher, and when you have that level being broken, especially after price reacts from that level on the left side, you can have your short in there. And just one more final point is, yes, maybe even the short can be the origin of price going all the way until here. However, most likely price is not going to just move in a straight line like that. Actually, price may retrace, just as I mentioned. It may go all the way until here, and it's going to retrace all the way until here. So what I mentioned is, based on your final target of the first sell opportunity, yes, you can maybe attempt to look for that big target, but be aware that you can go through all these retracements in price. Just give me a second, guys. My cat is crazy. Cookie is out of the room. So yeah, so be careful with that. Maybe the opportunity to maybe look for the biggest target from all the setup can be when price finally retraces in here, and that, let's see when that's going to happen. Right, the biggest news event that we have is going to be maybe in 10 days, maybe GDP in the US, CPI, not CPI, the PCE on Friday, and then next Wednesday, 1st of February, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the first FOMC, right? Maybe in those moments is maybe when price is going to be, I don't know, close to some of these levels for this to occur. This is just an idea of maybe what you can be seeing as well on the pound. It could align a little bit what the dollar index could do as well. And with the euro, so maybe going a little bit higher before that. Hey Jack, how are you, man? Thank you, Joshua. Welcome, Jack. Crypto, eh? Did you got the the Bitcoin move during the night? It went to the upside, right? I saw some, I haven't even looked at it. Jesus. Another bullish. There should be someone studying crypto and the strategy of just entering Friday nights. I think if you trade just Friday nights on Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think you would be quite profitable. Even to the downside, I think I remember there was some strong moves around the Friday closing, and yeah, just the same thing to the upside now. Yep. Enjoy the weekend, enjoy the week, and just trade Friday nights on crypto. Yeah, thank you, Joshua. What is your thought? What is your thought process on the pound? And the pound. 2470. 2470. Yeah, 2470 is a little bit close to that level, right? It's above the highs. Yep, I like it. You know I like it, Faden, come on. Any level you like, most likely I like it as well. Let's just go back here again. 2470, for sure. Yeah, what I still need to do in here on the pound is actually fine tune, right? Kind of go into the wartime frame and actually try to find out the zone itself, right? I actually like I like even maybe yours than mine. Maybe price can actually just react from yours, since it's actually this beauty in here, and maybe the other level that I had marked, maybe this 24855. This is just a zone like on a higher time frame. I'm not really finding tune at this point. I do want to pay attention to this demand. I think this one can be interesting, this previous level in here, but maybe it was already touched in there. So yes, definitely I actually prefer maybe yours than mine. I'm actually going to draw some kind of rectangle in there, for sure. For sure that I'm going to kind of, oops, this is too big. Yep. Oh, what's the distance, by the way? 1 second. How many pips away is that? Like, is that a normal distance for people to play stop stocks? Yeah, 30 pips, 35 pips. Yeah, 30. Yeah, that's usually enough pips, right? Usually, how many pips people place in terms distance-wise for the stop loss, right? Imagine that someone is selling this level on the 1 hour or 4 hour time frame. Why not placing a 30 pip stop loss, something like that? Yeah, that could be enough. Just into the other level. Thank you, thank you, Faden. Afghanistan. Is it Afghanistan? Come on. Jesus, my girlfriend's going to kill me. Yeah, that's my kind of thought process on the pound. Again, keeping an eye on this one. If price even goes down in here, maybe some reaction from there. I have this line in there, or that small rectangle. Don't even remember now. This one. Yeah, I was looking for price to go there. This little thing, this little will never react from the demand in here. So maybe this can be a zone for a small reaction in there. Yeah, maybe. For the first move down. And the other one was this one, right? You can see literally the price. So price never really broke this low. So that's something to keep an eye on. So this is the imbalance. So this is the demand, move to the upside, and it starts the compression in here to all the way up. So yes, when you catch that short, eventually after maybe price breaking something in here, you could expect price to fill all this zone in there. But price never really feel this price in here. So yeah. So yep. Yeah, that's for the pound. What else? Next, yeah, euro pound as well. It was another one that I had an eye on. Just actually based on the pound itself, because we could see this week, especially when the euro was going down, the correlation a little bit between the euro pound and the pound dollar. Sometimes the correlation is not so strong, but this week actually it was quite strong. For example, in terms of looking for the sell when the pound was retesting the highs, I was a little bit cautious with this move on the euro pound, right? So we basically kind of broke this lows a little bit, broke this level as well. There was a little bit of compression to be to be filled in here, all the way until kind of this demand, even the potential to go closer to the lows. And you could see, right? You could see that it was finally when the pound, when the euro pound came all the way back here to test this demand zone. So after kind of filling out this compression, yes, this is the beginning, space in there. It was finally when this happening here that we finally have or had the pound going down. So again, sometimes taking this information, correlation between the different pairs that you can look at, it can help you with the timing of the look for the opportunity. At this point, this level in here is still being respected, so there's maybe more room to the downside on the euro pound until that level is kind of broken to the upside, which can read a little bit more for the pound to go higher, right? So yeah, keeping an eye on that. We did broke above that level, something in there. So let's see, kind of, yeah, I could see how this is compression as price was going up. It's about kind of finding that turn in there, and yeah, maybe the potential to even go a little bit farther down in there or take that that well. Thank you, Joshua, for your words. Yeah, it's I don't even know what to say about my thought process. It's just the way I look at it, and it's all combined with the levels, with the correlation between different pairs and assets, spaces, the dynamic of different time frames, and our own that. I'm still learning about day trading in general, right? Anything in particular that you have enjoyed so far, kind of on your journey? What's the struggles that you are going through? Are you looking to become a day trader in terms of scalping, a little bit more 1-2 positions per day? Maybe trying to look at, I don't know, 1 hour time frames or whatever. What you're looking for? Yeah, euro pound, nothing much so far in here. And the Aussie, right? The Aussie. Again, another one that personally, yes, I was looking for this compression. You can find it again. Mistake on my side. I closed my short somewhere in here instead of driving all the way through. When price finally kind of moved away from all this indecision that was creating, I was not on the chart. So when I saw this momentum, if I had seen this momentum happening, actually I've moved my target, my final target. And yes, when you zoom out, it's quite obvious, right? This is what the type of approach that you want to find out. At least it's obvious to me, kind of, you can literally see, right? You can see all this compression going up, all these spikes in here during CPIs, not CPI, during what's the news that came out a few weeks ago? It was CPI. Yeah, CPI. Yeah, it was NFP and then CPI. Yeah, all this compression, eventually when you turn, yeah, price can feel all that spice. Now, I like where the Aussie is reacting from. Again, it reacted and it broke this, or took these highs. We can literally see basically the same thing. We have this level that kind of starts this new range in here in the level, and you have these highs in here, right? So these ones, they should have gone there. They never did. Price can even, again, this is not the final destination. This is just the base of all this level, and usually you can find good reactions from the base. It doesn't mean that the price is going to now just reverse from the base. Usually it actually goes a little bit more close to the extreme, and you actually have a new base in there. If you want to kind of look at it now, it may have a little bit of this one. Eventually the extreme is going to be a little bit closer to the highs. But this was actually a really nice demand zone that should have been respected like this, and it was not. Price actually broke it, and then these highs never got there, right? So we start creating this compression here. Now we have this supply, and then price goes there, and the price just continues to go down, leaving kind of this level behind. And if you actually look into the lower time frame, you actually find a beautiful supply in alignment with that level. Where are we? This one. And that was kind of the level that got my attention to look for a short in here, right? There isn't that many supplies cleaner than this. That was kind of the demand zone on the 4-hour time frame that you looked at, and you can have all these highs in here. And this is something that will be similar to the euro-dollar situation. We have quite a few highs created around somewhere in here. Price at this point is kind of reacting from this level, and we have all this level that hasn't really reached or kind of reacted from the origin that kind of made price move down. And this is what I'm looking for on the euro dollar, above those highs of 6th of April, if I'm not mistaken. Now, yeah, price may react from here and it continues to go down. Maybe there's going to be opportunities for shorting there. In the end, I'm still going to be looking for that move. Now, yes, this may not be the final destination. Price may just wants to eventually continue to go higher, maybe getting closer a little bit to these extremes in there. But if you do find these levels in here, a little bit of a decision, price goes up, creases demand, goes up, price should have respected, it doesn't, with the supply there, and you have all this to fake out, especially if the highs are visible on the higher time frame, and they are. For our time frame, daily, right, can have this week in here. So yeah, there's literally some space in there to be filled. I will definitely still be looking for some reaction there. However, I'm a little bit concerned that we never broke this zone in there. Actually, I'm going to be looking for, ideally, for me, at this point on the Aussie, we do have a little bit of a break in here. So we are moving in this compression. So I wouldn't even like to see Aussie going all the way back to these highs again until we actually create a new low. So I would like to see price now creating a new low, maybe pausing, reversing somewhere in here, and going higher. This would give me the indication that yes, I would be looking for more continuation to downside, especially if price after breaking these lows doesn't even feel this range. If it kind of pauses in the middle, I would definitely then hope and wish for price to have now the deeper retrace, and then you can maybe feel out that range. So what I would like to see now on the Aussie, it's actually price creating some kind of mid-level range in here, not really reaching this final destination, going down, giving maybe all this compression in there, create a new low, and then eventually in the future to go there, maybe to this left shoulder as well that you have in here, or these ones in here, a little bit closer to that point. Is there any zones at the highs that are still fresh? Price did spend a lot of time in here. It was a little bit of a struggle actually. When price was kind of reacting all the way until here. This is the extreme in there, kind of where I got short, it's somewhere in there, and yeah, a little bit of a few touches. This one could be seen the one to be taken. Price could take this high eventually and kind of reverse after that, but that's for the deepest retracement. Maybe something in here could be seen as well. So yeah, keeping an eye on that, on the possibility of kind of Aussie creating some middle range in here, going down, and then eventually go up as well. If price by any chance goes all the way up until here, since you never really broke this level, I want to see a proper approach in terms of price kind of showing that wants to go down, to go lower. Otherwise, I may just skip completely any sell opportunity in here. Bigger picture wise, and now to contradict maybe everything that I just said, is that the break of this high can actually mean a little bit of an engulf to the upside until price kind of reaches somewhere closer to this level. So actually this one, the break of this one, even though I was looking for a short and a good short, this can actually mean maybe an engulf upwards, and price may just actually want to, for example, go here, and after that can maybe just continue to go upwards until somewhere in there. So yeah, that is how these different dynamics going on, higher time frames, lower time frames, and whatnot. So yeah, keeping an eye with all this on the Aussie. Does how far price goes into a demand supply matter to you? If it went all the way in, would you want to hold for longer? Jack is asking. It's quite, to be honest, it may be actually the opposite. It depends. I already actually, I don't know if you still have that that webinar that we did about supplies and demands. Maybe I can do that again. There are two levels usually on a demand zone, right? And that can be varied on the time frame. Maybe this is a 1 hour or 4 hour daily demand, for example, but then on the 5 minutes or 15 minutes, so we have the base of it, but then on the 5 or 15 minutes, it can you can see another demand maybe actually at the extreme of this daily demand, right? So we have a daily demand and a smaller demand in there. So yeah, if you are just looking at 4-hour demands, for example, and even the break, for example, we mentioned that there's another smaller demand at the top and another demand in here. If you actually break this level in here, this actually can be an engulf down, and there's a high probability that price wants to go and actually retest the extreme of this demand. For you, if you are just looking at the daily, at this bigger rectangle, for you all of it is a demand, and you don't even care where price is actually reacting to in the lower time frame. But usually price is still reacting from something in the lower time frame, in there. Something that usually happens, and that you can maybe test it for yourself, is if you do have this large one in here, when price moves away and when price moves back here, if it reacts from the base of it, kind of the top in here, and goes up and it kind of manages to break a new high, usually that's a really good indication for then price to go retrace, actually then go all the way to the other extreme of the demand, and this can actually work quite nicely for price to now even create a new higher high in there, and use now this low that was created by the touch of this base in here to use it as fake out, and more often price even can go there and continue. So yeah, base of the demand first. If you manage to break structure, the opposite structure, then you have a deep retracement into here, and you can carry on. Actually, I think S&P or NASDAQ or something like that had an interesting scenario like that. Oh, it was S&P. Yep, S&P may have actually had an interesting scenario where you may have that first demand in here, but you actually zoom out into that level, you're going to find a smaller demand in there, where actually price went all the way through, right? This in theory, it's already all part of a demand zone, but if you actually investigate it, if you actually go into what time frame in there, you can see what's going on in there. All right, so now in terms of how deep the price goes into the demand zone, the way I look at it is, if it goes deep into it and then price goes away, perfect. But when it comes back, I will definitely most likely not be looking for that demand to be respected again, unless there is some kind of Quasimodo pattern in alignment with that, right? Maybe you have that again. Maybe you have this price goes up, price goes down, it respects the base of it, now goes up again, now goes into the extreme of it, and now kind of price starts moving away, and I think you can see already that we start having a kind of a Quasimodo pattern here with a left shoulder, with a high, with a lower low, and maybe price can go higher, and now can use it maybe as a Quasimodo pattern in there. So I'm definitely going to be needing this kind of left shoulder in there, and I would be needing some kind of good level in here in alignment to look for that entry. If you don't have this, if it's just a complete move deep into the demand straight away, most likely I'm just going to skip it in the future when price retraces to that level. So yeah, that's kind of what I look for it in that regard. Where was I? I don't even know where was I. I think Aussie already talked about it. Yep, most likely. So I think we're going for the yen pairs. For the yen pairs. Fine, then share with me, man. Share with me. My coffee's cold again. What is your take on the yen, man? It's cold. It's terrible. On the yen, right? So again, a little bit similar to the dollar index, which is not exactly the same thing, but similar. We are reacting from this low, right? A major monthly, weekly low that we are reacting from. Price attempt to go higher during that BOG news event. Paused straight away into this level. There's maybe a little bit more of an extreme in there. Again, we already have a little bit of a high, breaking previous high in there. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Yeah, this was a move during NFP. And yes, I was concerned with this low that didn't really reach the final, this kind of a little bit in the middle. There was no reason for price not to actually go closer to the lows. Question mark now is, are we going to respect the low, or are we going to fake out the low maybe before a reversal in there? Thank you, Faden. Yeah, EJ, I got 13135. 13135. You want to warm this for me? All right, so 13135. Where is it? Is it still above at the highs or above the highs? Okay, still at the highs, right? Am I drunk or what? 131. Alright, most likely this level. Yeah, most likely this level. Why didn't go straight into the war time frame? Yeah, most likely this level. Yeah, I can see that. I don't like it. Maybe a little bit problem for me is that it's kind of a high in the middle of nothing. Even though we kind of respected that level. Good. Yeah, it depends on the approach. Apparently these walls are managing to respect it. Higher is we are looking at 13247, 13247. Yeah, somewhere in here. Yeah, those are a big question mark, right? Are we going to respect them or not? This is a good pattern. This is a good kind of level. A good level. I mean, this is actually a good pattern that I usually like to look for. Creating some kind of walls, go higher, can fake out those walls into that level, and then kind of go higher. It's a little bit similar to what I mentioned before, in terms of creating this middle range zone in here. Price goes up and then leaves the origin, the demand fresh. It actually reacted from a good level yesterday. I didn't really pay attention to the end. Yeah, this could lead still to a good level. It's quite weird, man. For some reason, I think I would like to see the low being taken, or actually not even taken, at least this low being taken. I'm still even okay with the possibility of price going a little bit lower to what level? 1269, something like that. 169947, maybe even going a little bit in there. Again, we are approaching this previous level of resistance, which usually can lead to something. In the end, if price even wants to continue to go down, I do like this 124027 or something similar in there. Maybe filling out this space in there, doing something in here. But yeah, attempting to go higher, this level is still important for sure. Which is actually where we are. Yeah, which is kind of, is this the level that you mentioned? Yeah, this one 32 something. $127. Are you looking as well? 127.10. Yeah, 127.10 is below the low, right? Yeah, that's what I exactly. This one here. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I didn't even conclude to read your comments, but we agree on the same thing. Just taking the low. No need even to take these ones altogether, but maybe respecting something a little bit somewhere in there. Yep, I agree. I kind of agree with you. I kind of like that level. Price is reacting from there. There's maybe a little bit more to the downside as well. So yeah, weird dynamics on the yen at this point. A little bit more clear a little bit before. It's just to see if this actually is going to turn or not, and the pressure as well on the Bank of Japan on the bonds, on the Japan bonds, 10-year bonds. Looking at other yen pairs, a little bit different. They finally kind of moved a little bit away from, actually quite similar still. Euro yen still respecting this level, all the way moved to the downside from there. We still have this double low, so keeping an eye on that one as well for potential break eventually. But at this point, it's just respected that level, and you have this double top as well, right? This was such a mistrade for my side 1 or 2 weeks ago. And now we are kind of in the middle. Interesting that we kind of fake out that level a little bit into that extreme in there. Price did broke this one, so this could have been a good attempt to look for a long. And yeah, I could see maybe the yen going a little bit higher, euro yen, maybe getting again closer to that level. We are starting to be in this range. I'm not a big fan of ranges. I don't like even double tops, triple tops, or way too many lows combined. So most likely I'm not going to be paying special attention to this euro yen at this point. Maybe after price breaks something in here. Aussie yen, interesting. Maybe a little bit more on the conversation that you just asked Jack about how deep supplies and stuff, if price goes there or not. This is a good scenario where price kind of reacted a little bit from the base of the supply. If I'm, oh, what is this? Go away. Yeah, a little bit to the base of the supply, leaving actually then the supply alone a little bit more on top of it. Kind of reacted initially from here, and now it went all the way to the extreme to go collect those orders, and now it reacted from this beautiful level. So again, it's another one that is a little bit in a range. Now it's literally in the middle of the level, if you consider kind of this and this in here. So again, for sure there are some opportunities to try to attempt to look for trades. So yeah, but it's a little bit indecision, and the Bank of Japan created exactly that, right? By not doing anything, by keeping everything the same. So yeah, let's see for how long this is going to continue. And the pound yen, a little bit more of the same. Again, another structure, another one that didn't manage to break the lows, kind of approaching the highs now. Yeah, let's see if we do break above this level or not. This actually, it looks like it's already an engulf up, so maybe I could see actually price going higher in that sense. However, we are indeed within this level in here. Nice retail zone there. That will never really touch the demand. It went all the way there to touch it. A nice retail zone. But yeah, not the clearest at this point. They need to make a decision where to go in there. Dollar CAD. The ranges are the best. Are there any other trading styles you'll take if it looks real good? Yeah, for sure. Like at this point, I kind of know what I'm looking for, or kind of what stand out to me straight away. And then if I see that, yeah, I'll kind of jump into it, and I'll try to find the opportunity to participate in that move. Yeah, I'm much more of a reversal trader. I love extremes. Anything that's not close to the extremes, I have difficulty in trading it. And yeah, for example, some trend continuation setups that I've been trying to work on as well, which was not my strength, but something that I'm working on after recognizing some patterns that I want to take advantage of. Yeah, if that turned out to me, it needs to be with a few variables in alignment, maybe some momentum, maybe the correlation between other assets as well. So yeah, for sure I could try to some quick opportunities, right? It gets to a stage where it's all about expected value within the trade, right? It's where price is kind of the type of risk reward that you are looking for, the type of timing to enter the trade, and how much space there is still available to the target. As price is evolving in between those levels, your expected value of the trade is going to get smaller or better. And if it is at a good moment, I can jump into it. If not, if I don't see the value, I just not going to take the trade in there. Ranges are the best. Like you like, good that you like ranges. You see, I struggle with that. But I can maybe find some small opportunities. Maybe just on the first time the price retraces to that high or low. After that, if I start seeing way too many highs in alignment, unless there is some kind of fake outs, like if we have a few highs in here, kind of in alignment, but then yes, we do have that extra. Maybe there's opportunity to catch the liquidity from this size and maybe look for a little bit of a short. But if you have literally highs almost in alignment, or the highs are actually lower than the previous high, I will be waiting for actually price to maybe take everything in there and try to look for the reversal. But yeah, if you like ranges, yeah, it's amazing, and there have been quite a few ranging markets recently. Quite intensive, to be honest. Dollar CAD. Yeah, dollar CAD. Yeah, we talked about that Faden the other day. Yeah, this was an important low. This was a good low. We actually had already kind of this break to the upside, and price went all the way to respect kind of this previous level of support that it was in there, right? I have to admit, I think CAD could have been one of the good pairs to trade this week, and I completely ignored it. I think there was a good levels in there to look for a sell, and I completely just ignored it. I didn't even pay attention to the CAD this week. There was actually, I think, a good opportunity to look for longs in here after taking this low, and this high is broken in here. There was good opportunities in there, and I think there was a good one as well in here. And there you go. Sometimes you just ignore some pairs and yeah, pay attention to other ones. There are actually maybe some good opportunities in there. Bigger picture, as I mentioned, personally, yes, you may have still this money in here, but bigger picture, I'm still looking for price eventually to take this low. So I'm still looking for price to go a little bit lower. Nevertheless, this level or this zone in here, this low, this demand visible in many time frames, it was actually a good one for price to react from. Personally, I'm not sure if this is going to be the one that's going to hold price all the way through. Yes, we do have maybe something in here that can still hold price, but I'm still looking for price to maybe go a little bit lower. I would like to see price kind of now using all these lows in here, maybe respecting still a little bit. I'm looking for price to maybe use all these lows, maybe as liquidity, for price to finally turn. But let's see what UC is going to do around these levels in here. But I'm still aware of this one that broke that level, especially in the bigger picture in here. So yeah, keeping an eye. Maybe there's a way to maybe for price to respecting here again. Let's see how price opens next Monday. Yeah. Faden, do you have any new zone that you're looking for on dollar CAD? Because I know it's another pair that you like to look for. All this looks a lot of compression here. There's maybe something underneath this low that price can maybe react from. Let's see how price is approaching these levels as well. How price is respecting that level. Actually, one pair that I'm looking for, that I looked the other day, it's EURUSD. And EURUSD, it can actually be close to a... Let's see how price reacts around this level, right? So we just took this high. Price actually that high, did it? Yeah, it may have taken this high as well, but it's still reacting from here. So let's see if it goes a little bit higher. But the type of approach that I'm seeing, I already see this one as an engulf down. Yes, this one never broke it. We have this one, and we just fake out this wall. So this is actually quite an interesting wall to be used as fake out. It looks like it's such an important, a strong wall, momentum to the downside. It even creates kind of a supply, and then kind of we just do this, right? And price can actually maybe drop. Actually did this analysis the other day. So yeah, EURUSD could be. We are seeing a little bit of a weakness on the CAD, even to downside. And if this kind of kicks in with the euro weakness, maybe that can be the. You can could see this move to the downside on the CAD, maybe all the way until this next level of structure below this wall. There's maybe something still in here. A little bit of a compression. So almost every single demand has been taken. There's a big spike in there already. The price touched the base of it, but not exactly the extreme. So there's maybe something in here still to be used. But aside from that, almost all of it has been compressed, and we have basically all the way to go until here. But since this one is already actually engulfed to the downside on the left side, eventually price could maybe still respect a little bit this level, but eventually just continue to go through and go to this demand zone. And after that, price could now go up once again. But yes, dollar CAD could be an interesting one. Not dollar CAD, euro CAD could be an interesting one, especially if we continue a little bit on the weakness on the CAD, and if euro starts to be in this bearish momentum. Yeah, there's going to be BOC, right, on Wednesday. Bank of Canada is going to have some interest rate decisions. Yeah, that could be an interesting one. That could be another catalyst. So let's take a look just at the levels that you have on CAD. Inside the range, we are looking at 3345. What is 33? Man, I need to start doing this. I'm spending way too much time, so I need to start doing this. We are looking at 1.3345. Let's go. Okay. Whoa, I like that. Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I do like that. Yep. Yeah, if price, yep. Totally agree, because actually none of these lows actually got there. Thank you once again. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that one for sure. It's just placing an alert already. I'll definitely be paying attention to that one to see how price. Yep, I could see definitely reaction, even if it's not even if price wants to continue and break the lows. I think we could have definitely a reaction below these lows. Hopefully it's not going to open straight away on the Monday Open or during the Asian session, but maybe London or whatever it may be. Like, hopefully I'm awake for that. Yeah, even if you just go there, retest and kind of go down, there's maybe still I don't know, 40 pips or 50 pips a potential move in there. Yep, I do like that one. And what's the next one? You're welcome, man. I do like it. And the other one is 3505. 35. Yeah, the extreme. There you go. You see? That's why I like you. You like extremes as well. There you go. And that's from someone that for sure, after so many years of trying to as well, bouncing between the mid-level ranges and seeing spikes opening all over the place, yes, the extremes are much better to trade from. Doesn't mean that we cannot find some good opportunities in between, but yes, yeah, just extremes. This V-Trade is from one that has quite good a lot of experience as well, a lot of years in these markets. And you are looking for 3226. If it goes down, right? So you're looking for more. 322. I have 58. I have 32258. Why 6, man? You want to stay still above the high? 1 second. I need to do this faster, man. I'm going to use this one. Yeah, to target the walls, right? Yeah, why not breaking out the walls? And yeah, if this happens, maybe you can take EuroCAD to the downside as well. Where are we back on the EuroCAD? So yeah, as you can see also on the EuroCAD, and as I mentioned, what have I mentioned today, right? So many times, like after we have that break of structure, okay, maybe this highs or that high, there's going to be some kind of demand in alignment, right? You need to try to find out where this level is, and you want to see actually the breakout to happen in a strong way, kind of price moving and breaking these highs in a strong move. That's actually a good sign, because then you can have kind of the squeeze and price just going down. What does price do when it went down? It actually respected initially the high, this one, as you can see. It actually created a little bit of this range, which is beautiful then to be faked out in here. But yes, it's with this demand zone. It can be in alignment with that high, the higher high that you have on the left side, or can be sometimes in alignment with a little bit of the structure that you have created just below the higher high. Somewhere in there we have this demand zone. Price is going to make a decision. It's either going to respect it, go higher, or is going to eventually break the demand zone, that level, and it opens doors to go farther down. After that, as I mentioned, can go just from here to there, can go from here to there, or it can go a little bit higher, getting closer to this level and dropping. And what I mentioned also is just check where that higher high is, draw an horizontal line, take a look at the right side, and let's see where price is going to. And you can see yesterday there was some news on the on Canada, and there you go. You can see the spike going all the way almost to the peep of the left shoulder from the left side. So this would be a level to look for an entry eventually, and at this point it looks like it has been already taken. So you need to be aware in the future when price maybe wants to come back in here. This level, this 1.45928 in alignment with that high on the left side, basically the orders may not be there anymore because they were corrected with this fast spike into there. So maybe you're going to either find orders above it or start to look for orders underneath that level, and you start having now this range in here with this level. So we'll see, right? So let's see what the EuroCAD is going to do. This level in here from is kind of important. Yes, we may break again. We are still reacting from this level in here. We can even maybe go a little bit higher before the turn. So yes, question mark with this high still. But definitely, especially if you do break below this low, I think we may have that opportunity to now look for a new entry and maybe push price all the way to until there. With my favorite level being this one, that was already broken in there, but there's maybe something still in here to look for. And this level could be just a reaction from here all the way to this low that eventually is going to be broken, and maybe price just continue to go down until finally kind of respects the break of this. So yeah, EuroCAD can be one of the good ones. It's not a pair that I usually follow, but every once in a while I may look at it. I think actually I got the idea from Trader MS. I don't really know his name. On Twitter, he's active. Following him as well. He shares good content. He's more of a swing trader, I think, due to his personal reasons of not having that much time. But he's active and he shares good ideas as well. Yeah, that was EuroCAD. I look at the C chart and we can see a bit of messiness on top. while you see Queener down. On way to show the evaluation GP. Yeah, it's true. It can definitely be another pair to look for that can give some confluence and some correlation and ideas for maybe what we can expect on either UC or EU. So yes, definitely, and it can be in that alignment. If you do have that turn on the euro to the downside, the euro weakness, for sure you can have that euro CAD going all the way down. If both CAD and euro is going down, that will be interesting. Or if the CAD by chance gets stronger in this case. Actually, CAD is getting stronger, so CAD stronger and euro down, that will be even move faster. Euro CAD to go down. Yeah, but yes, I agree with you. The highs at euro CAD is a little bit tricky, not so, especially because of the highs on the left side. But yeah. Dollar franc Swiss. Here we go. Bigger picture. Something that we've been looking for. Yes, I was looking for a deeper retracement after the break of this low, but at the same token, at the same time, I mentioned that all this was compressed, right? So basically, below this low, if you do break this low, this one was kind of opening the door for all the compression all the way until this low in here, right? Everything in here has been compressed. So price broke into the compression, it kind of retraced, but it didn't go that much higher, so it never managed to break this one. It just retested that level, and after that price filled the compression, just pushed through in a strong move, and it reacted from it. Actually, I haven't checked yet if you actually broke that low or not. I do have a zone underneath that. Yeah, this kind of where price is already reacted from. It's a little bit messy in here. I remember this one. Yeah, I remember this one. Yep. And this is just to see how the levels actually keep it still work. I definitely remember this one. I was looking for longs in here. I was looking for price to fake out these lows. It happened in here. I really like this move upwards of this structure, and I was looking for price to fake out this level. It just reacted from there, but it never touched the demand zone that I wanted. And this was one of the... Yeah, this pissed me off, to be honest. In that moment, I was looking for price to get a little bit closer to that level. I don't remember now exactly where. Something in here. And price just literally took the lows and it reversed. And this is when I started to hold on a second. After price actually takes the low, there's no need to actually reach the demand. I was missing way too many trades like that. And yes, the trigger for me now is just the break of the low. I don't really need the demand to be respected anymore. And literally it left the zone behind. And let's imagine what happened actually in the future, which I didn't take the trade in the future, right? Price went all the way up, so I missed all the move up. You can see how pissed I could have been. And then, yes, just before it actually continues, it went all the way back to the zone that I was looking for initially. So yeah, price didn't got the level in the moment, just to use it afterwards. And after that, it's basically the war low after the biggest move on the yen. So literally from here until whatever, right? It was the war low basically for 2022 back in January, just to go all the way up to the highs. So yeah, I missed it in here. I wanted to short it in to go long in here. In this case, I don't remember now. I don't think I was even looking at that level anymore. But yeah, yep, just a break of low is how it's how it needs to go for it. So the yen, right? Maybe not the yen, dollar franc Swiss, maybe somewhere in there. It filled the range. Again, it's another one that I may be looking for eventually to move to the upside, to retracement, maybe for price to fill all these, something in there. But it hasn't really broken the high still, right? Let's see if it breaks. If it breaks there, maybe there's a chance to look for this. The movement this week is actually quite interesting, something that you most likely are going to be looking, or you can see it happening so many times. After you have the war low, price going to create some kind of middle range. it kind of breaks above it, gives indication where it wants to go, but before it actually kind of continues to go higher, it just takes out this range in the walls, reacting from something in here. Actually, I was looking for price to go a little bit lower. Maybe that can still now be used. We'll see. Kind of somewhere in there. Let's see if that happens. I would prefer to see first this high being taken before kind of price goes down and do this. And so yeah, let's see, because this wall, it actually may have reacted from that demand in the middle after taking these walls, but it didn't really come close to the extreme of all these walls in here. So there's still that option to occur. Yeah, this is dollar franc Swiss. Are you going to continue to move down? Again, bigger picture, as I mentioned. If this was a 15 minutes time frame or a 5 minutes time frame or whatever it may be, I would still be looking for price to go actually maybe all the way until somewhere in there. This low in here actually took a little bit the low in here. I don't even know why I have so many drawings in here, but it took it a little bit. This can be seen a little bit as an engulf down. A lot of these demands have been compressed. I actually like this level, 0.90072, and price went all the way up to the extreme, right? So you literally have the higher high in there, maybe kind of KM. We took out this structure, beautiful move. So if this was a 5 or 15 minutes time frame chart, I would definitely still be looking for price to go there. This is a monthly or daily time frame chart, can take weeks or months even for price to go there. But there are a lot of moves to occur in between. But bigger picture, I'm kind of still bearish on our franc Swiss. Gold. Thank you, Faden, for answering Jack. What is the physical reason for compression? Is interesting. Compression is bids falling price higher in a stair-step fashion. Once they stop falling, there's usually no bids left, so price freely travels through the zone. It's exactly like that. And that's usually you see price then moving quite fast through that that compression, right? Sometimes can be in alignment with some news, some new big news events. Sometimes just even price just doing it because it's what it does. If there is no more bids or kind of buy orders waiting for it, then price is just kind of sell orders just going to continue to fall until they find new levels of support, until they find new bid orders in there. Otherwise, it just keep kind of falling if no one is bidding at that price. So yeah, if you find those kind of approach, that's beautiful. So gold, what are you looking at? Gold is an example of a beautiful compression on the way down. If you're following gold last year, you could see our price is going, and you can see anytime goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up. This is the last supply that is left behind in here. Price goes down, price goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, and so on and so forth until finally takes that supply in there. So now everything now starts being compressed again from here, and it goes and goes and goes until it is that high, and now it continue, goes up, goes down. This one is maybe still a little bit of a zone in there above this high into that level. Nice reaction, and it continues. Now continues until we have the turn, and price can have now fill all this range all the way through. The same way now on the way up, as price is moving, goes down, goes up, and it continues eventually when you have that turn, which you haven't had it yet. And that's another point to mention. On gold, we haven't had a break of a low yet. Is price just always going up, going down, respecting the low, go up, go down, respecting the demand, go up, go down, respecting the lows, goes up, goes down, respecting the goddamn lows. So there's no engulf down yet on gold. You can see it. You can see it. There's maybe even a little bit underneath that if price goes, if it wants to go there. But yeah, so, and we are here now. So it's a strong compression, it's a strong approach, but no exactly break. Maybe this one can be, but even if you are looking for any sells in here, you cannot go kind of look for below at this point, there's no guarantee that price eventually is going to still break these levels because that hasn't occurred yet. So yeah, there's maybe an opportunity to look for a sell in there. Price is creating this mid-range. I like it. We did break this low. So in this maybe scale, something like that, maybe you can look for that short. I'm going to be looking a little bit higher in here. But after that, if price does respect this level, maybe new highs are to be expected on gold. And gold is approaching finally this level, right? So the zone above these highs, price is reacting now from somewhere in there. So we can be close to a little bit of a retracement on gold. 1 second just to see which line exactly price is reacting. This one. In here. All right, so is this the final destination for gold? This gold wants to go a little bit higher. Most likely wants to go somewhere in there, but it can definitely have some kind of reaction from this level. Even this one above, 1939, instead of just this 1937 in here. Gold, you like 1900 and 1970. 1970, of course, I knew it. No, this is 1973, 1970. What is 1970? I want to take this high. Presto goes there once the high. You mean 1273, something like that, or exactly 197? Are you looking at these highs as well? We have this a little bit this demand zone, which is important. Price kind of respect a little bit and then kind of go down. There's maybe something in here for sure to be looking at. Of course, then the extreme of the extreme. That's another different conversation to look for. Which eventually can actually go all the way and get to these levels in here, right? But yes, there's maybe something in here to play with. All this, all that level. So this one, the extreme of this one has already been taken by that. So the vast supply we did this level is somewhere in there. All this is taken. All these highs basically doesn't count anymore. Maybe something in there, and then you can fake out this level and get closer to that level to do 1970s that Faden was just mentioning. And I kind of agree. There's maybe something in here to look for. I do like this demand zone. Again, let me just. I don't know if I have access to 1 minute time frame. I do. Great. Now, on the 1 minute, it's just a complete breakthrough. Maybe the next level is something in there. This supply looks like it has been maybe taken by these highs or not. Yeah, this supply in here, it was beautiful. Price just went there already, kind of took it. And goes like that again. Just continues. This one actually is already in the goof up. Yeah, of course, the approach is going to be interesting to look for, even if you want to be precise and go all the way through. Maybe in here, maybe in there, can still be something interesting to look for. Maybe this one, that one in there. Yeah, but this level in here. There's nothing in here though on 1 minute. It's a little bit tricky to look for. We do have this break of a low, break of a high, move like this, so maybe something in there can be, but on the bigger picture, maybe there's too many highs already alignment. Maybe something in there. Yeah, actually I was trying to see if there's anything still in here. Or price is just going to break through it. So where price is reacting now is this retail supply, which is actually a good level. So price reacted from there. This high kind of took that one. Not sure if there's anything in here. Yeah, so price is reacting from this level, right? It's actually quite beautiful, the supply in there, and none of these highs kind of retraced to go there. And what we have also this strong demand zone that price went through. So these levels usually they're quite nice, and maybe there's something in here still. I don't want this one, I want the rectangle instead. That is catching something like that, go all the way through, catch this wick in here. Did price reacted from that one? Maybe not. Maybe this high actually never really reacted from there. So maybe there's something in there to look for. Maybe. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how gold's going to react from this extreme in here. So I have these left shoulders in here. I actually like this level where maybe price can be in there. Price is reacting from this level, so we have created this mid-range level in here, which is interesting. So it's a little bit in alignment as well with the demand that we had, and we break through and price is going down. So again, as I mentioned, in this case the demand on gold, it will be here, right? So we had the fake out of this highs, and this will be the demand to find out, okay, is price going to respect and continue to go higher, or price is going to break through and maybe continue now to go lower and reverse, right? And in alignment with this demand kind of created this supply, and price has been reacting from there. This extreme in here, it hasn't really been kind of collected yet. This was actually a nice quasi-mono in there. So yeah, and we managed to break this low. So we already had a break of a low before, which is quite nice. We have a double top. Actually, this is kind of, it goes in alignment with the quasi-mono webinar that I did on Monday. And yes, we do break this low now. So this looks like a potential quasi-mono, correct? Let's see what's going to happen. I do like this middle range. I like to see middle ranges in there, leaving this level still kind of fresh with the potential to get that trade. So yes, there's potential that price can actually react a little bit more from here and go a little bit more farther down, maybe somewhere in there, and so whatever. Thanks, Jack. Yeah, I will. I will, man. Yeah, as soon as I finish this, I turn off my PC. There's no more PC time for me today. Yeah, so thank you, Jack, for attending the webinar, man, and thanks for your questions as well. And keep on doing the good work that you are doing. Yeah, gold a little bit more like that. That's what I'm looking for. Again, a little bit in alignment with euro and stuff. Like, there's not exactly still a proper breakdown. There is in the lower time frames, in the maybe intraday setups, but then price ends up still respecting the structure and then kind of going higher. It continues to create new highs in here. So yeah, what I would like to see again in any of those pairs that I mentioned or assets is a quick break and then kind of reverse. But that quick break kind of I will see it. I may most likely see it as the engulf that I want to look for. And yeah, that's it basically for me as well in gold. Just to finalize in here with this crypto, another strong move upwards. Price already broke through, so yeah, there was a little bit of space to take a look into it, and even for price to go even higher. Now it's reacting from this supply level, so this was still fresh. As you can see, this high in here just reacted from the base of this. It's all the way through to 23k, right? So what a move we have seen on crypto. Actually, Jack that had just left, he actually managed to catch the short in here on BTC. I don't know if he hold it all the way down, but he managed to cut that fake out. Yeah, so we never broke below this low, so we never broke or kind of gave an indication that it wanted to go lower. We respected it and we just continued to go higher, especially after the break of this. Is which we're saying, yep, I want to go higher, at least until here, and price just broke through that level as well, and it reacted finally from this level. So let's see what's next on BTC. Are we going to break this structure or not. This 25k that last year it worked as a strong level of resistance after that rally during the summer. This was kind of a good, a valid point. Again, something in here is still important at around 30k, which was the previous level of support in there. So keeping an eye as well eventually if you do get there. I think there's still some fresh orders somewhere in there, but the momentum to the upside is quite strong. It's really quite strong. I do like this demand still. Maybe there's an opportunity to look for a long in there. Is it the level that we just broke through? So kind of price should have respected in there. It didn't. We broke through. We have all this compression at this point, so we can even fake out this. Can definitely maybe fake out these lows into here, and after that maybe price can continue to go higher. Let's see what's going to happen. But it was another Friday rally, kind of end of the session rally, end of the weekend rally, kind of on the crypto. Interesting enough in there. Yep, maybe something in here at the extremes now could be a possibility. So yeah, and the Ethereum, right? Ethereum just continues to do the exact same thing. Nice little fake out. Nice little fake out of this one. That's your left shoulder and just continues. It's continuing to go higher. Have you managed to break the high at this point? Yes, we finally broke the high in here. All right. So it finally broke the high. I can still look for price to go a little bit higher in alignment with this one in there, and eventually to get to that level in there at around 1,800. But for now, something in here at around 1,717 or 20 maybe can be a good level for price to go to kind of fill this level in here. Paying attention to this level, price can retest, maybe go higher. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, maybe a little bit more room to the upside on Ethereum. BTC is reacting from a good zone. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen in there, guys. I finished it. I finished the stream. I don't have anything else to mention today. I think I went already over so many pairs and analysis. EuroCAD, one that I usually don't look at, but I may keep an eye on to try to find and to keep following the PI that's going to happen in there. Maybe there's a good opportunity to look for a bigger short in there. Euro, dollar index, pound specifically as well, with the fake out at the double top at the highs. Going to be one to keep an eye on. Dollar CAD, maybe straight away an opportunity for Monday if price does react, goes below this double low that we have, reacts somewhere in here at this 13334. Which level was it? 13347, something like that. 13345, whatever. I mean, opportunity straight away for Monday. Gold as well, keeping an eye, maybe possible short, but then attention that the price may wants to continue to go higher. I want to see a proper engulf before anything else. And that's it. Right then, come on, man. Stop calling me Sermon. Thank you, Fiden, once again. I really like that level on the UC and some others that we always agree on when you are looking at the charts. Yeah, I'll keep on texting on Discord with you. Guys, have a good weekend. Enjoy it. Yeah, take some time off from the charts, and I'll be back on Tuesday. Have a good one. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Oh man. Thank you guys. See you next time. Obrigado.